Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. In my lessons on Patreon, I now turn my attention to the ABRSM Grade 5 2022 Practice Exam Papers. Practice exam papers are an excellent revision guide helping you to be best prepared for your exam once you have worked through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory workbooks for grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In this particular lesson, I look at ABRSM 2022 Grade 5 Practice Exam Paper C, and I look at all 7 topics in the exam paper, looking at the topics of rhythm, pitch, keys and scales, intervals, tonic triads, musical terms and signs, and music in context. And I work through every single question, note by note, bar by bar, just as if I was sitting right next to you. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there, and you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box. After this short video, you can see sample examples taken from the full Patreon lesson, and I explain everything that you need to understand in order to successfully complete this exam paper. Once you are ready to take the ABRSM Music Theory exam, I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to be best prepared for your exam, and also how to make the very best use of your time when you're actually taking the exam. This book is available from Amazon, and you can find links to this in the cards and in the description box below. Enjoy your studies. A double dotted quaver, so there's a quaver, dot, dot, is worth to how many demi-semiquavers? So a quaver is worth 2 semiquavers, which is 4 demi-semiquavers. So that's 4 demi-semiquavers, and then the dot is half as much again, which is 2, and then the dot again is half as much as that, which is 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 demi-semiquavers. Okay, which is the key for each of these little melodies? We're going to have some clues. We won't have all the information, but we'll have enough information. So the clues we have here are, we have an F sharp and a G sharp. Now it could be that the F sharp could be in a key signature on its own. You can't have F sharps and G sharps, it has to be F, C, G. So this G sharp, however we look about it, must be a raised 7th, because there is no C sharp, which implies a natural, doesn't it? If the key signature was there, then that would imply a natural. This G sharp, whichever way you look at it, has to be the raised 7th. And if it's G sharp, then the tonic is A minor, which has a key signature of nothing. So in actual fact, it's not the absence of the key signature, because there is no key signature. So how can we explain this F sharp outside of the key signature? And if we think, well, if that's the 7th, that could be the raised 6th of the ascending melodic minor scale pattern, couldn't it? So it's raised 6th, raised 7th, home to the tonic A minor, which has a key signature of nothing, which is why there's no C sharp there. So indeed we are in A minor. Now the chromatic scale has to have every semitone and then we need to make sure, because scale means step, we have to have every line in space properly allocated so that there are no more than 2 of the same allocation on the stave, but every note needs to be represented at least once. And I can see straight away we've got no space there, have we? So already we know that's wrong. However it works out, it's not written properly, so that's false. Now let's count to 12 from here in the treble clef, counting from this lower G sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically, we've got a fifth, haven't we? And we know that G to D is perfect. G sharp to D sharp, parallel movement, is also perfect. So that needs to be sharpened. Now we're given the key, so that bit of thinking is done for us. In actual fact, if this, when you're figuring out your chords and you've got to find the key, if your chords just aren't making sense for the cadence points, chances are it's because you've got your key wrong. Here they've done that thinking for us. So we have in G major chords 1, 2, 4, 5. We don't perhaps need to refer to that. G, C, D, G, B, D, C, E, G, D, F, A. Of course it's F sharp. Key signature will deal with that. Now we've got 4 notes. Each chord is a triad of 3 notes, but a doubling up will still give us the information we need. So we have C, C, E, G, that's chord 4. G, B, D, G, that's chord 1. So 4 to 1 is a plagal cadence, kind of a soft closure of like an amen, gentle sort of ending. Here we have kind of a quick blip and then back again, ba-da-dum, and that's an upper mordant as opposed to a lower mordant which dips down, so that's that, not the other way. An appoggiatura would have kind of like a little note that would then have the main note, and it would divide the time between the two. And an acciaccatura wouldn't have the preceding note either, neither would the appoggiatura. So an acciaccatura would be kind of with a line through it, like a crush note quickly getting to the main note. So which other instrument could be best suited to playing bars 1 to 4 of the violin part? So it sounds at the same pitch, so we can't be jumping octaves or transposing at all. So bars 1 to 4, we can see it's in the treble clef, and it's really high in the treble, isn't it? Really quite high at the top of the range. So we're looking for a high treble instrument, which indeed straight away that's what the flute is. The horn, although it does have a quite a high range at times, it's not high enough, it's not that high, and also it does sound a fifth lower, doesn't it, to add to that. The trombone is a bass to tenor instrument, it doesn't get that high, and of course the double bass is a bass instrument, and it also sounds an octave lower than its fifth.